Hey folks, Matt from artoftheimage.com. And interesting news, exciting news. We've got a new flagship camera announced for Nikon. It's the Nikon D4s. We've already talked about it a bit, but we have the official announcement now. And with the official announcement, we have the official specs. And so I want to talk to you about the 7 main differences between the Nikon D4s and its predecessor that it's replacing, the Nikon D4. So there's 7. First and foremost, we have an expanded ISO range. The D4S has 50 to 409,600 ISO range. This is greater than the D4s, which was 50 to 204,800. So a little boost in ISO range there, and we do know that with the D4, the camera was very, very good at the higher ISOs, unlike a lot of cameras. So it'll be interesting to see how the D4S actually performs at this new enhanced ISO range. That leads us to our second point, which is related to the ISO, and that's the new X-Speed 4 processing engine in the D4S, which was not in the D4. The D4 had the X-Speed 3. Now, as a side note, Nikon is actually saying this is a newer sensor, but it's still the same size sensor, still a 16 megapixel sensor. So I'm not really looking at the sensor as being new, really. I think there's just some tweaks in the background, a combination of a few tweaks maybe in processing and this new X-Speed 4 processing engine. So it'll be interesting to see how much better ISO, if any, we get out of the D4S versus the D4. Third, we have a change in autofocus that was asked for by a lot of shooters, and that's the ability to have group AF areas. This is an option on the D4S, wasn't available with the D4, so I think we're going to see people liking this. The other thing, number 4, is 11 frames per second on the D4S. So we've boosted the shooting speed of the D4S to 11 frames per second. It was 10 frames per second on the Nikon D4. Fifth up, we've got a change to our video shooting ability, and that's giving us 60p. We've got 1080 at 60p, and we're also the ability to shoot at 42 or 20 mbps. So that's an advantage over the D4, which was only 1080 at 30p, and that was at 24 mbps. So quite a nice welcome advantage there on these on the movie abilities of the D4S over the D4. Number 6 pertains to the Ethernet. The D4S is capable of faster Ethernet speeds, and it is capable of 1000 Mbps versus the 100 Mbps out of the D4. So, like a factor of 10 faster. So it'll be interesting to see in reality how this translates when we're actually using it. But again, a welcome advancement of technology on the D4S. Number 7, battery life. They're claiming 3,020 shots on the D4S, whereas the D4 had claimed 2,600 shots. Always welcome to get better battery life. It's going to give us not only more shots, but it's going to give us longer time to shoot video with before our battery starts to fade and we have to flip in another one. And on the D4, the D4S batteries, those are a lot pricier than, say, what I'm using on this D5200. So nice to have a stronger battery life there. So that's your 7 main differences between the D4S and the D4. Nothing earth-shattering, all kind of minor updates, which is why we see Nikon doing this. We have a D4, now we've gone to a D4S instead of it being the D5. It's kind of a minor, halfway through life update on a camera that is their flagship camera. So what do you think, folks? Are these significant enough changes to warrant a D4S? Is there a spec that's changed that I've missed that you think I should have pointed out? Do you think there's maybe 8 main differences? Let's have a discussion on the D4S, the advantages of these new differences, and whether you think it's worth it. Does it make you want to trade in your D4? Does it make you want to consider a D4S now when you wouldn't have when the D4 was out? Let's have a talk about the D4S, and leave your comments in the comments below, and we'll discuss it. Keep it civil. Thanks for tuning in, folks. We'll be back soon here at artoftheimage.com with some new videos, some new articles, and we'll keep you up to date with what's going on in the world of photography, videography, and technology right here at artoftheimage.com. Thanks a lot, folks.